Alright, this is a quick spin-off video from my review of the Tapcooler faucet counter-pressure bottling accessory. And this video is for Tapcooler themselves. This is a plea and appeal to you to help us American homebrewers out, because we know that you're in the accessory game and you've got at least a good $100 of my money already gone towards this unit. And let me just quickly prime this. In my review, I covered why my biggest gripe with this unit and why I have to take it from an A+ accessory down to a B- is that the size and the taper of the stopper with its little silicone skirt does not work in any kind of growler, really. In America, you'll find these 38mm standard cap growlers in just about every single brewery. They're not quite as popular today, these glass ones. A lot of people have their own like custom pressurized growlers, but bottom line is, on the homebrew market, we've got a ton of these laying around. So what you're seeing here are three different size growlers. These two use the standard 38mm cap. This style, I've learned, is called a Boston Round Grunt bottle, and I believe it uses a 20 or 22mm cap. So let me show you the problem. So I've got this attached to my tap cooler, and I try to put it on there. That one clearly is not going to work. If I look at this Boston Round Grunt, it looks like it's going to form a nice seal, but there's two problems. One being that the widest part of the taper is not quite wide enough to do a good inner seal on the lip of that. And then the skirt, even though it fits nicely over this, because it's a screw top, well, you're screwed. No pun intended. Because that screw top is going to form a little channel where CO2 is going to escape, so it can't really do a good pressurized fill. I talked all in my review about the problems with using something like a growler fill tube and not being able to CO2 purge, and then not being able to hold CO2, that you're losing carbon dioxide even just by filling this thing and letting it kind of rest. Whereas being able to do a counter-pressure fill lets you, give beer to a friend, or, take beer with you to go to a picnic, to a dinner party, to a homebrew meetup, whatever it is. I use these growlers all the time. I know other people who use them. I just look at our homebrew club meetups. People are using these things. They're bringing them. So Tapcooler, the appeal is one of two things. A, you sell us, and I know you're in the accessory market, there's probably way higher margins. You got a captive market there. For a larger taper, larger skirt, that'll actually work on growlers. Okay, that's appeal number one. Really, the real need for this thing, and the simple solution, if I could snap my fingers and make a wish, it would be that the width of this would be just a fraction of a millimeter wider, or a couple thousandths of an inch. Because if you look at the standard stopper, this is a number 6 stopper that I already have tons of these things. The fact that this just falls right through here and can't form a seal means I can't just use something I've got a dozen of sitting over there in my brew house. That would be great, but I know you got to make money, right? This thing is going to cost money for you to fix, so all right, go spend the development dollars to go design and get a bunch of these made. Once that's done, it costs you, what, 20 cents to make one of these? You can sell it for $8 here in the US, or 10, or whatever. You guys know how to price. So that's it. That's the appeal. Would love a solution to this, because as it stands, you cannot do a pressurized growler fill without getting really creative or trying to drill your own stoppers and mess around with all that nonsense. We don't like that. Beyond that, A+ product. Thanks for making this thing. And I've already bought a bunch of your accessories, so I want to buy one more. I want to give you money. It's about the best thing you want to hear from a consumer, right? We'll get to it. Thank you, and cheers.